Hey there everybody, and welcome back to more Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. In this part we are going to be exploring Serpent Hollow Cave. God, I lost where it was on the map. Serpent Hollow Cave is... I thought we were going to encounter something on the outside because of what's in the cave, but I guess, you know what, I shouldn't assume that about every cave we go to. It's very cavist. That's a terrible joke, and I feel bad. Anyways, Serpent Hollow Cave has this neat little structure here that you don't see in many spots in the game, which is a little tree tunnel, and that's just a tiny little cool detail. And what's our skeleton running off to fight? Oh, nothing. It's chasing after me. Serpent Hollow Cave, inhabited by monsters. It has 2 zones. It is considered a medium-sized cave. Out of the multiple pages on notes for these caves I have printed out, this is the last on the third page, actually. This is the last on the 3rd page. There are more caves in Oblivion than there are any other kind of dungeon. There are more caves than there are dungeons. Like actual dungeons, not just regular caves. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It feels like if you're gonna make this many dungeons and make a living, breathing world, there should be more to the dungeons. Because at some point you just start to get very analytical about it and break it all down, but maybe that's just me. Anyways, there is nothing of huge importance on the outside of the cave, though it does have a lot, and I do mean a lot of different alchemical ingredients around it. It is just to the north of Shadeleaf Copse, which means that it actually does have a lot of stuff there. Shadeleaf Copse is very rich when it comes to alchemy ingredients in of itself. And this place also has a ton of alchemy ingredients on the inside in the form of just recipe bags and chests all around, and the monsters themselves. And my skeleton scared me. My skeleton scared me is a scary sentence. It's a scary sentence to say my skeleton scared me. This is getting silly. What? No. Where'd it go? Where'd the body of that go? Oh, down here. Took care of my skeleton real fast. Or maybe my skeleton just passed from old age. Anyways, though, we're actually taking the path of progression through this cave. So we want to backtrack a little and take the path that leads us to a dead end. Why do we want to do this, you might ask? And there's actually no reason. There's nothing of huge importance this way. There's a small chest, but it doesn't ever contain anything that is really, really useful. It is of randomized loot. Oh, I stand corrected. I've never encountered anything too good out of that chest, but there's a number of different kinds of chests in the game, and I guess I just never got lucky? I don't know. But now if you come here, you have to check that chest yourself, and I will be doing that every time from now on. Kill the rat, get the rat meat. You know how this works. Going through here, it just loops around into a slightly bigger area that leads to a dead end. Over here, more alchemy ingredients. Nothing too big, nothing too special. Down here, though, there should have been an enemy? Oh no, I look down at my map now and I understand. This enemy is only sometimes here. It is most likely going to be a monster, but it can also be a regular rat or a mud crab. If that's not the bee's knees, I don't know what is. Except for that one game that's literally about being a bee. But anyways, Serpent Hollow Chillers. It is nothing super special, though I will say its cave layout is unique compared to other caves. It still has all of the same structure, but it is very mildly different in the... Oh, I thought that was a helmet. It is very mildly different in the way that it is, in of itself, structured, how it uses the structures to structure. That was a terrible thing to say, and I apologize. Oh no. Kill the ogre. I do not like messing with ogres. A lot of people say trolls are bad in this game, but ogres are the worst. And then again, trolls are some of the worst enemies you can encounter just casually in Skyrim at any point in the game. They are genuinely frightening creatures. Anyways, yeah, that's actually that whole spot there. Down this way, Will-o'-the-Wisp. No. And look up before it gets over here. I thought it was going to try and swipe at me. Come on. My block skill increased. I will say that there is enough lore in the Elder Scrolls series for me to probably fill every episode of this series thus far with lore just from this game and its predecessors alone. But that is far too much for me to do and for me to talk about. And honestly, I'd rather enjoy the game that I'm playing. That being said, I also do enjoy the lore. It's just that there's a lot of it and I don't have it all memorized. Most of the lore I end up telling you guys about is stuff that I have up in front of me while I'm reading it, because my memory isn't really that great. It's kind of, my memory is kind of shot. But that's because of, like, I can't say it's shot though. My memory is actually pretty good. It's just my short-term memory is not that great. Actually, I can't really say short-term either. Long-term or middle-term? I'd say middle-term memory. Because if I remember it for 10 minutes, I'll remember it forever. But short-term memory is more like within the first 2 minutes of you hearing about it. And I have this issue of I'll research something before I do it, and then I'll just forget about it, and I will have my notes off to the side, and I'll have to read through them. But anyways, the structure of this cave. It is one of the most uniquely structured, randomly generated caves we encounter. Especially with how it's blocked off and forces you down a specific path. Well, I mean, that in and of itself is not unique, but how it is. It uses, I believe these are stalactites, or are those stalagmites? Either way, it uses those to block your path and force you into the room with the boss, bottlenecking you and the boss into this room. And on top of that, it has the last chest right here propped up on an area that doesn't seem to really mesh with it. The area that leads you to this little spot here doesn't seem quite right either. Yes, this is one of the generic, here, let's place this room here rooms. But with how this is connected to this, it gives it a more interesting and unique feel. It almost feels like this cave was designed not by random generation, but instead by a developer actually going through and saying, this cave is different from the others. And I don't know why they would do that for Serpent Hollow Caverns when compared to any other cave in the game. Especially when they don't even really do that for some of the more important caves that come later in the game's storyline. It's kind of odd, but very interesting. Anyways, though, we're out of here. We're in the Great Forest again. Alright. So, if you guys like my stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Check my Patreon, Coffee, and Twitter in the description if you want to see my channel. If you want to support my channel. If you want to see more from my channel, I have hundreds of these videos up by now. Oh wow, I have so many Oblivion episodes, and I only intend to do more. It's an ever-increasing amount. Alright. This is a better view over here, and plus we get to see the Oblivion Gate in the distance. Anyways, thank you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.